Let's go to Fairfax, Virginia. Keith, you're on the Mark Levin Show.
Yes. I think you're wrong about Barack Obama.
Well, how could that be?
Well, I mean, do you see the reception he got in Dublin?
Well, that doesn't mean anything. You know, any president goes anywhere
No.
in a carefully orchestrated event will get a nice reception. You would imagine George Bush would get a nice reception, wouldn't you?
No.
No? Why?
There would be riots in the streets.
Why?
Why? Because Bush is hated.
Well, what did Bush do that you didn't agree with?
His policies, the rest of the world, even the allies of this country.
Well, wait a minute. What policy of George W. Bush didn't you agree with?
Well, number one, he attacked a country that never attacked us.
Well, President Obama just did it too, Libya.
No, what Barack Obama did was went there to...
Wait. Let me straighten something out here. Libya has launched terrorist attacks against us. Not Libya, Iraq. Saddam Hussein once tried to kill one of our presidents. He sent a terrorist attack team to blow up George Bush Sr.
You can't attack another country because of that.
Wait, I'm just saying, if you think it was wrong that President Bush attacked Iraq, why is it okay for President Obama to attack Libya?
President Obama did not attack Libya.
Of course he did.
Did you see? There was a unilateral approach to Libya.
All right, listen.
Look at
I'll let you off the hook on this one because you're caught on this one. There's no way you can talk your way out of that one. Let me give you another one. You think President Bush was wrong to set up Guantanamo Bay and Gitmo?
You know, I won't be too hard on him on that. In a sense, because I understand the nature of what was going on.
Okay, but you think he should have closed it after a while?
Yeah, you should have closed it.
Okay, well, how come you're not mad at Obama, who decided now to keep it open and thinks it's great?
You know, there's a difference between when you're not.
What is the difference? What's the difference?
I mean, I'm not on that particular point. I'm not.
How about that Bush administration when they give those big contracts to Halliburton? Did you like that?
No.
Well, President Obama just reissued the contract to Halliburton. He just gave him the same big contract. How come that's okay?
Well, not everything that Obama do, I'm going to be in.
All right, you can't explain that one. Let me give you another one. You remember Bush had that terrible company? What were they called? Blackwater, the security company? You didn't like that, did you?
I mean, Obama still associated.
Exactly. He just gave the same contract back to them. He made them change their name, but they got the contract back.
Yeah, but that's look. All I know, one thing I can assure you.
Could you name any policy that this president has that's different from a Bush policy?
No, forget about that. One thing I can assure you, that Bush legacy is going to go down as one of the worst presidents. It's going to go down as a mistake. Name one policy. Bush foreign policy was a disaster.
Bush foreign policy?
Yes.
But this president has exactly the same foreign policy.
No.
Yes.
There may be some of the things he adopted.
Wait a minute. The only difference is Bush had 2 wars. This president has 3 wars.
I think you're mischaracterizing things.
Well, what are we doing in Libya? Bombing the hell out of Tripoli last night. What are we doing? Blowing up everything.
You see what's going on in Libya? Do you see what's going on? You think America should stand aside and see what the genocide is going on in that country?
Well, then how come we didn't need to do something about it in Iraq?
In Iraq, there was nothing going on in Iraq.
Saddam Hussein was killing people left and right. He had rape rooms. He had gassed the Kurds. He was killing his own people.
That's Bush propaganda war. That's his propaganda war.
But we know it happened. It's been verified by many other countries.
Okay, and we see what was the consequences of us going in there. Look what's happening to that country.
Well, look what's happening to Libya.
I mean, Libya is an issue that is nothing big that America can't solve.
Hey, Keith, let me ask you a question. You voted for Obama, didn't you?
Yes, and I'm going to vote for him again.
Okay, so you're voting for him based on the fact that he started a 3rd war, decided to keep Guantanamo Bay open, just gave a huge contract to Halliburton, just gave Blackwater the contract back, and now you want to vote for him.
No, I'm not. That's not my. That would never be my reason for voting for Barack Obama.
So your reason, what would your reason be?
My reason for voting for Barack Obama is because he saved this country from falling over. I mean, look what on.
You got 9% unemployment. You got you probably hated Bush for running up those deficits, right?
Bush was the biggest mistake this country ever made.
Because of the deficit, right?
No.
Well, then what?
Number one, he's not qualified to be president.
But he had been the governor of a large state for 2 terms. Barack Obama had never had any executive job of any kind in his life.
What Barack Obama has accomplished in 2 years. I mean,
but it's an executive job, and George Bush had a huge executive job for many years before that. Barack Obama had never been an executive even for a second. So how could you say he was more qualified?
And how come his presidency there's so much cloud over it?
Yeah, this is too easy. This is like shooting fish in a barrel or whatever that expression is. It's way too easy with you. And you know what, Keith? You sound like a nice guy. It's not your fault. You voted for this guy with good intentions. You thought he's exactly what you like. And then he goes and does everything the opposite of what you want. No. And you're put in this position of having to defend this.
I can defend Obama.
Okay, but when you pulled that lever in 2008, when you pulled the lever, you weren't saying to yourself, gosh, I hope he starts a third war.
No.
When you pulled the lever, were you saying, I hope he keeps that Guantanamo Bay open?
What Barack Obama is doing is
but when you voted in 2008, were you saying to yourself, the deficit is not high enough, I want it 4 times more than it is now?
You know why the deficit is like that? Because Bush is the one that carried the deficit up.
Not really. He didn't run a particularly high deficit. He ran averaged about a 3%.
He did. He came into office with a surplus.
Well, there was a brief surplus on paper in the final year. But if you average his deficits, they averaged about 3%. They were actually much higher as a surplus. Then the biggest enemy you have on earth would be Barack Obama. Nobody has ever run up these kind of deficits.
Look,
he's Bush on steroids with these deficits.
Bush legacy. When we look back 20, 50 years from now, I mean, the historians are going to say, what a big mistake.
What?
The American people has made in voting this man into office twice.
So you're right. He was wrong with having 2 wars. 3 was a better number, and now we've got it. Anyway, thanks for calling, Keith.
All right, you have a good evening, man.
He's a nice guy, the poor guy. He's a big liberal. He wants a nice liberal president. I guarantee if we had talked to him a couple of years ago, he'd be screaming about what are we doing in Iraq, what are we doing in Afghanistan, let's get out of the Middle East. Now he's got to defend 3 wars instead of 2. Now he's got to defend a deficit that's way beyond anything President Bush could have ever had. Anyway, 877-381-3811 is the number. 877-381-3811. It's Mark Simone here for Mark Levin.
Mark Levin.